Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Figure Wednesday. Today I will be reviewing the Mattel WWE Elite Series 1 prototype Jeff Hardy figure. This figure was released a very long time ago in the very first wave of the Elite series. However, he was yanked from production just before the line really hit retail, although a few of them supposedly hit shelves. I was never able to find one at the store, but on eBay I recently got what they call the prototype version of the figure. You can get it on eBay for around, I don't know, $40+. There's three versions. There's the bootleg version, which looks even cheaper than this version. Then there's the prototype version, which is the one you're looking at. And then there's a final production version, which is the one you would normally buy at the store. And that one goes for over $100, so that was out of my desired price range, so I settled for the prototype one, and I'll show you guys how to identify the bootleg one when you're looking on eBay if you are now interested in getting one. So that being said, let's take a look at him up close. So here's his head scan. Has his green face paint with black and other green designs, and you can see he has his purple hair, slicked back, and there's some highlights in his hair as well. It's a ball jointed head that goes up and down and turns left and right. The figure is pretty fragile, so I'm not going to force some of the articulation since it is what they call a prototype version, so it's not the final version. But you can see his muscle shirt here, and it is molded. You can see the detailed wrinkles and whatnot to make it look authentic. And then he has a typical Elite ab crunch joint. And then he has his tattoo work on the side here. Nothing over here. He has ball jointed arms that go up and down as well as outward. And he has a swivel bicep joints. Mine are very stiff. You can see it turn a little bit there. And then he has his white armbands with the purple and green like armbands underneath. You can see the cool designs in that. And he has a typical elbow joints, a swivel wrist joint, and the hand joint that goes up and down. You can see the detail on his hands. He has his tattoos and painted fingernails and just painted nails on this hand. Now to identify the bootleg version, which is a version below this one on eBay, you could tell by looking at the arms, as I noticed that they aren't painted as nicely as this one. So look for the little details in the green and purple to see if it is the prototype version or the final production version. There's also different ways to identify it with the head sculpt, I believe, and the belt mold as well, but I don't remember those. But there are diagrams online if you're really interested in looking for that. There's a swivel waist joint. Then he has his green belt. They didn't paint the buckle, unfortunately. You can see the detail in the belt. And his pants with the seams and pockets to make them look authentic. His ball jointed legs that go up and down as well as outward. Just be very careful with the prototype one as it is a little fragile. But he has a swivel thigh joints. You can see the pocket designs on both pant legs there. And he has double jointed knees. Be careful with the knee joints, as I noticed those are fragile, as you can see. It won't bend quite as nicely, so I'm not going to force it. And then looking at his shoes here, you can see he has the white on his boots like he always used to have. And mine doesn't really have the ankle joints. I'm sure it does, but I didn't force it, so just be careful. But you can see the detail on the ankles. And yeah, that's the prototype Jeff Hardy figure. It's still pretty close to a normal figure. It's just a little more fragile. I do recommend it if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on it, but it is a cool figure, and you can get it on eBay. So keep an eye out for that if you are now interested in it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like Wrestling Figure Wednesday on Facebook to suggest future reviews you'd like to see me do. I'll see you next week. Thanks. For all your wrestling figure needs, check out ringsidecollectibles.com.
Like wrestling? Tune into The Rack, Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on wildtalkradio.com.
That's crispy.